Let's go across to the management at KRBL. They are now joining us. So you had earlier indicated about margin improvements, but this time we saw a decline in the margin. How have rice prices been? What is the kind of margin outlook for the following financial year?
Yeah, thank you so much. So the margin decline was on account of what happened in Q3 for us. Our export basket changed significantly towards relatively lower margin SKUs, while the cost went up. As you know, the paddy prices in the Kharif season, which is where we purchase most of our paddy, were up. So the two things got together, affected our margin in Q3, which kind of affected the overall year. However, if you look at our Q1 performance, we are seeing a couple of positive trends. One is exports to our key markets, such as Saudi, are improving. We had appointed a new distributor there earlier this year, and that is coming back on track. We had also taken a 7 to 8% price increase, which was in line with what was happening on the rice prices in the domestic market. So both things together should enable us to improve margins in the current year.
Okay, hi, good afternoon, Mr. Ashish. This is Shrishti joining in. So some bit of hopes coming in that the margins could improve going ahead. But what's the outlook on exports? Because if we see your Q4 FY22 numbers, then there was a decline of 19% on a YY basis. But you are quite hopeful that going forward, the export market should do well for you. Can we have a target from you? What kind of a sales you are targeting for your overseas market, and what kind of a jump we can expect from that segment?
Yeah, we don't give guidance, so I'll not be able to share a number, but let me explain the drivers, right? So if you look at the last financial year, which is FY22, sales to just two countries, which is Saudi Arabia and Iran, were lower by 850 crores vis-a-vis the preceding year, right? So, just these two countries had a 850 crore impact on our export sales. Now, like I was explaining earlier, one of our key markets is Saudi, where we had some short-term challenges in terms of our distributor not being able to pick enough offtake. That has been addressed, and the sales to that market are coming back on track. And as you know, Iran is another large Basmati importer from India. However, the country has not been able to export directly to Iran because of the continuing sanctions. Now, we've since then tried to create a way where we can supply to Iran through third countries, wherein we supply to a country, let's say like UAE, where the merchant then can take their own initiative to supply to Iran. So we're trying to figure that out. Now, both these things put together should enable us to resume export and bring it back on the growth track.
Right. Can you also just talk to us about the overall exposure to export? How has the demand been in international market? What kind of growth are you seeing across regions?
Yeah, so, I think overall the demand continues to be buoyant, while non-Basmati is not a very large part of our portfolio. However, as you know, the country as a whole witnessed 109% growth in non-Basmati export in the preceding year, right? So overall, demand continues to be fairly solid. On the Basmati side as well, it is, as you know, there are only two countries across the world that produce Basmati, which is India and Pakistan, and it is the preferred rice form. So the demand again continues to be solid. However, the ongoing logistical issues across the world, both, continue to have their impact, both in terms of container availability and also in terms of freight cost. So in summary, while the demand is strong, but then there are logistical and other issues which may have an impact in the short term.
Okay, Mr. Ashish, here we have a report which says that India's surprise ban on wheat export has promoted rice traders to increase purchases and place unusual orders for long-dated deliveries, fearing that the world's top rice exporters may restrict those shipments as well. And the exports, like we touched upon earlier, now companies are coming up and going for more contracts, fearing that there could be a ban as well. How are you seeing this situation?
Yeah, it's difficult to comment on, market rumors. However, logistically, what we've been facing is that since the ban in exports, the total storage space available, especially at the ports, has become a challenge. So all the wheat exports that were destined for outside India because of the sudden ban seem to have clogged up the storage space. However, difficult for me to comment on how traders are shifting their business in light of the ban.
Okay, but with this, Mr. Ashish, we'll let you go on that. Thank you so much for joining us today at ET Now and helping with what's the company's outlook lying ahead in the times ahead when it comes to exports, the sales outlook, as well as margin of the company.